A benefit concert will take place May 6th to support organizations that help survivors of violence. To tell us about the third annual Harmony and Hope concert are the music director of Riverview Chamber Players, Rebecca Strauss, and a member of The Legacy Lives On, Faye Rackley. Thank you both very much for being with us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I want to start with Faye because your organization is just one of those that are involved in partnering in this concert. And Legacy Lives On, tell us how you got involved with this.
Well, Clarissa Turner is the founder of Legacy Live On due to the death of her son. She met with Rebecca, and we had headquarters and got together and made some pictures for the mothers. It was Mother's Day coming up. And then Harmony and Hope had corresponded with Legacy Live On about adding music to the pictures. And it was such a wonderful concert at the church, and then also there was one down at City Hall on Mother's Day.
Rebecca, you're partnering with groups, and some people say, well, this is just another occasion to play some music, but I think there's more to it than that, right?
Definitely, definitely. So I started Harmony and Hope in 2015, which is what Faye is referring to, and got connected with Legacy Lives On, which is a organization that supports mothers, mostly mothers, right, and grandmothers who have lost a child to homicide. And I started Harmony and Hope as a way to not only deal with the pain and the sort of confusion and the sort of the worry about other people who had lost someone to mostly gun violence, and I wanted to do something with music to help with that healing. And Harmony and Hope has expanded over the last couple of years. We're now approaching the third annual concert, and it's really grown into more of a community event that includes music, and the goal is truly a way of using music to bridge different communities and to heal the loss. And for those people who maybe haven't lost a close relative or friend or anyone to gun violence or street violence, it's really a way of everyone in our community coming together and supporting those people that have had that traumatic experience in their lives.
Faye, you had one of those experiences, you lost someone in your family. What was the healing that you needed and that you found?
Well, the healing that I found through Legacy Live On was that a mother, fathers, children were there for you, to listen at your crying, to see what you're going through with. You're coming there struggling with losing your loved one, and you feel like you don't have anything to go on with. So by being with Legacy, it has shown me, you know what I mean, that you can go on. There's someone for you. And then adding the music to it made it so wonderful. The music was like a soothing, healing thing for each and every one of the mothers that had Hope and Harmony to play music.
What I find interesting, Faye, is that you might be talking to people who, shortly before were total strangers, and yet maybe they know more about this kind of pain than people in your own family sometimes.
Yes, that is true. Your own family love you and care for you, but I think they feel you should, snap out of it, go on. But being with someone that has went through it, it's like you walk around a casket at a funeral and you tell someone, oh, I'm sorry for your loss. All right, you just go home and that's it, because you haven't walked in their shoes. But when you actually walk in their shoes, you know the heartache, planning for the funeral, just the loss of them. Some of the young men that passed away, the children didn't get to see them or know them. You know what I mean? They didn't, and I feel that you shouldn't take a life. You didn't give a life. So it's the grieving. It's a nonstop. It never stops.
This has been the news. We're talking with Rebecca Strauss of the Riverview Chamber Players and Faye Rackley from The Legacy Lives On. Rebecca, in a concert, normally the musicians play, people sitting in the seats, they keep quiet, but this is a little more interactive, what you've got planned. Explain how that works.
Well, this is a combination of music of two different genres, classical music, so we're having string quartet, and also gospel music. But in between some of the different pieces of music, we're having speeches by actually a Legacy Lives On mom named Mahogany, and some other people from the community. We're actually having the Roxbury Youth Program that's part of the urban ministry. They're going to be doing a poetry slam, so in between some things. And the interactive part is we are sort of centering the middle of the program and doing something this year called the Stones of Peace ceremony. And it's a time for people to really reflect on those people that have been lost, that have been killed, and to remember those people, and also a way of bringing everyone that's in the venue together to experience something together. So we're going to have these stones of peace that we are calling the Stones of Peace, that we're going to be passing around from person to person, and those stones will then be collected at the end and go into a peace garden that will be developed at some point at the First Church in Roxbury, where the concert will be held. And all that will be accompanied by music. But the other thing is, the idea is, even though we're going to be talking about some very difficult subjects of loss, the focus of the concert is about using the music to come together, to be together, to support one another, like Legacy Lives On, and to go away from the concert really feeling good. So the last few pieces are very uplifting. People are pretty much dancing in the aisles by the end. So the idea is really not to go away feeling so sad about what's happened, but to give you some hope for the future, that you can live without, constant pain.
How does that feel for you, Faith? The dancing in the aisles?
The dancing in the aisle. You know what? It's like you're living again. You know someone cares enough for your loved one to want to be there to present this. And as I say, mothers are saying poems, they're dancing. Oh, the music is wonderful. And you're welcome to come also.
It sounds like a good take. We should mention, Rebecca, the time and place and where people can get some more details.
Yeah, sure. So it is on Sunday, May 6th at 3 o'clock at the First Church in Roxbury. You can go to my website, which is riverviewchamberplayers.com, and look for Harmony and Hope. Also, the Unitarian Universalist Urban Ministry, you can go to their website as well, which is uuum.org. And it's a $10 donation at the door, but everyone is welcome. So if you can't afford it, it doesn't matter. We welcome you all. And the donations will be going to Legacy Lives On.
Thank you very much for being with us, Rebecca Strauss and Faye Rackley.
Thank you so much.
We'll have more news in just a moment.